Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ronnie and welcome to one of the greatest things I've done in a while. Play a video game and talk about it. I've been what's called a gamer for the majority of my life.
Want to stop feeling like a loser? The first step is valuing yourself.
As of reading and writing of this right now, I am 23. I was probably about 8 when I played my first Sega, which had Sonic, and I had a lot of fun playing that. But then a year later or so, I got a PS2. And once my dad pulled names out of the hat, and I was lucky enough to go first, I was the first person in my house to play Tony Hawk American Wasteland on the PlayStation 2. And that game is crazy. Any American Wasteland or Pro Skater, they quickly became a staple amongst my repertoire of games that I would play. I mean, nowadays we have like Skate, and that's not really doing good, so Pro Skater definitely takes over, but I'm not going to forget him. Later on for the PS2, I had gotten Dragon Ball Budokai 2. Absolute game changer. The story, the art, there was even a little bit of comedy in between, the fighting styles with abilities, the way you would like use these abilities. I was hooked. I would farm that game consistently. It became what was considered, I guess, my first anime. I had never seen anything like it before. I thought it was just like a normal cartoon, you know? I heard like differences in between, but you know, potato, who really cares? I fell in love with the fighting games there. I played other games, but you know, nothing really kind of hit like DBZ. Many of the different ways they went about it too. You know, you had Raging Blast and some of the other ones. There was always something new and different. Budokai Tenkaichi 3 might be my favorite of all time. You know, open world. It was so much fun. You were actually able to get Super Saiyan 4. So I was like, yeah, that's definitely canonized. Me and my friend Mason, he put us on. He showed me GT, and that was crazy. Later on, when they brought out Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, I felt like that kid again. I only got it a couple years back, and it is so much fun. Going back into a world that's even more detailed, it was so much fun. It's an amazing game. I would recommend it. But my god, did they love those steel bridges.
A steel bridge, huh?
I can see a steel bridge.
A windmill.
We've had many great Dragon Ball iterations, but recently something has taken the cake. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. This is why we're here today. I have been longing for a choose-your-own-adventure Dragon Ball Z game, and my god, they've perfected it. If we could get Yamcha taking on the biggest, baddest foes, and maybe even getting Ultra Instinct, that would be kind of funny. They do that too. Some people have actually created community games where they create whatever they want, whatever story they want, and that's an amazing thing you should look into. Having characters such as Yajirobe is very refreshing. Finally, we have someone to channel their Chud gameplay. Why would I write that? Seriously, but thank you for everyone. I see everybody creating their own different stories, and it's a lot of fun to see people contribute their own thoughts and ideas and to see what, you know, other people have been thinking about while playing this game. It's a little silly sometimes, but it's funny, and it's good to see a community thrive. Now, I want to talk about this game and be quick. I don't want to drag it out, so let's just go everything I want to show. The story, the people behind it all, the roster, the Easter eggs, the UI, and my personal opinions. So, start strong. Let's go over the basics of Dragon Ball. I'm not going to do the whole manga. I'm not going to do the books. I'm not going to do the shows mainly. But we're going to go over a bit. And before I get into it, if you really want to watch it and speed over Dragon Ball Z, I recommend Dragon Ball Z Abridged. I know a lot of people hate it, but come on. You got to give it some love. I love it. Alright, basically, in this world, aliens are real. A lot of them are evil. A lot of them are not. But there is power scaling, so some are going to be stronger than others. One's considered a god.
Oh no. Do not be that guy right now.
Oh, I'm going to be that guy right now.
One's considered a loser. You know who you are. Over the course of decades following the Dragon Ball story, we continue through Son Goku's life as an adult, where he defends Earth from the many threats it faces. Throughout over time, Goku learns his history and where he is from.
Hello, monkeys!
Learning that he is a Saiyan from the planet Vegeta. He eventually learns a lot more, but he's basically like a chosen one, and he just keeps getting stronger and stronger every time he fights, and every time he loses. But the main part about the story I want to go over is the choose your own adventure path. I first came across this during the episodes battle. Basically the main campaign in which you would select a character from the series and continue through their biggest moments during the arcs and storylines. Many of the characters have about 1 to 5 battles per arc and introduce new variations of the characters and how they progress. During my first start with Goku, I came across a choice during the first arc with Raditz, in which I was offered to go it alone when it came time to rescue Gohan from Raditz. Now usually Piccolo goes with you, and that's the path I chose, but when I went back I noticed something had changed. The thing that had changed is that instead of Piccolo standing next to me, it was Krillin during my battle with Raditz. Now, after the usual fight, Goku then gets overpowered, and at the last second, Gohan comes shooting out of the pod, enraged, and holding a massive power level of 1,307. He charges and knocks Raditz over, but soon enough, Goku gets a hold of him and sacrifices himself just like any other plot. But then the unexpected happened. Piccolo shows up aura farming with a kept you waiting, huh? Now, despite Piccolo still being there, even when I told him not to, it seems that no matter what you select, the same thing's gonna happen. You're just gonna get a couple different voice lines. You don't get much, but it's a little bit different. We'll appreciate that. I mean, if we really want something crazy, we have the community, but so far as it stands, it's nothing crazy. So really amongst all these, we have the same story, which is still cool, but there's still more. Hold on. Built on Unreal 5, this game is smooth, has bright, vibrant, and colorful graphics that really is a blessing to my brain-rotted, short-form, content-loving ADHD mind. It's like dangling keys in front of my face, and I still zone out on it. Like I said earlier, it's Budokai Tenkaichi, and we haven't really seen much like that since 2010. We've had other stuff such as Fighter Z and Battle of Z, but we probably haven't scratched that itch since then. With 2023 being around the time for trailers, pre-sales, we were going crazy. It's a steep price though. The game currently stands at $93.49 Canadian. The Ultimate goes for $146.49. Simply unjustifiable. Although millions of people bit the bullet and bought the game, it was also never fully ready.
In what world?
There was cloud save management causing issues, matchmaking lags and delay,
Feel a thing.
abilities and effects not working, visual discrepancies, the list goes on. But like any other good game, No Man's Sky and Cyberpunk, you overcome these hurdles and make an amazing game. What was a common occurrence for some people is that the game is difficult. And yeah, it is. Personally, I like tough combat because I truly believe if you play on the hardest difficulty, it will be challenging, but it will be so much more rewarding. You can also beat the crap out of your friends later, so it's fun. Being able to train at the highest level is ideal. I was thrown into the pool and taught myself how to swim, if you could not tell. Now, the reason that the price is an additional $50 for the Ultimate version is DLC. It's about 20 new characters, includes a couple stories and their missions. There's a few hours of content, but $50? The plan is to continue the roster, and they have some amazing characters you don't see enough of. Now, they plan to have over 200 playable characters, but as it stands, it's more like 100 or so. They try to make each character have like 6 to 7 different transformations to buff out the numbers. It's cool, but be for real, there's not enough characters. There could always be more, right? That's why we trust mods. Although I'm happy because we get such classics as Dr. Wheelo, Base Janemba, Oob, Lord Slug, we get some of the new people like Anilaza, Bergamo for the furry lovers, Evil Majin Buu, who you don't see a lot of. Now there's a plan to release more in the coming year or so, such as Tower Forces, Z-era fighters, and a couple super androids, so I'm looking forward to that. This game does have a few Easter eggs. It seems to stay true to the source material, and some things you would find in the anime you'll also find here. It's almost perfect.
Check out my perfect form. It's perfect.
There's also certain auras in the game that are pretty specific, like Broly. It's pretty colorful, it fits him, but then you get to someone like Hercule. When you're trying to charge your ki, he gets a spotlight instead because he's Hercule, he's Mr. Satan. But also certain characters like Dr. Wheelo, you can't even charge ki with, he auto-regens it. Some of the specific fights too have callbacks to the anime itself, with such things as like throws mid-fight mimicking scenes displayed on the big screen. Here's a few comparisons. Here's Goku and his power pole creativity, Goku throwing Frieza. And one of my faves is the Broly fight from the movie where they just pick up Goku by his head and just grind him against the wall. One of the best parts about this game is I noticed when I booted it up was the home screen. After pressing spacebar and entering the home page where I select what I wanted to do for that day, it seems that all the characters show up and it's actually like a cutscene and they all have some interactions with one another. It's pretty cool. I'm a fan of how each character can interact. Like training combat, if I ever wanted to do it, is between Piccolo and Gohan. If there's certain like quests and tasks I want to check on, Zeno and Wiz. If I want to go to the shop, I can go see Master Roshi's Island. It's pretty cool. Now, honestly, seeing this type of work and dedication with community involvement and access to, it's pretty refreshing. Gaming nowadays feels like a scam in itself, where someone's charging you at the wazoo for minimum effort that isn't even finished. This game has, however, washed away the previous sins and made it a good experience. I'm a fan of it. I say this game is a top 10 and I'll defend it. So many different aspects that benefit one another, like capsule building to buff a character just like you could do in Xenoverse, being able to purchase characters, outfits from different storylines and eras, as well as having audio from fighting music, you can get background music, and it's all easy purchase with in-game credits that you can earn from farming. I like it. It's pretty nice to see that. Not charging me more than how much it already has, that's pretty fine by me. I like this game, and I say... 10 out of 10. GG, no read. Thank you for watching.